It's like these French have got a different word for everything.
We were there on New Year's Eve, and in this, I had some friends that we ran into from New York, and we were in this club at like up until 5 a.m. And when we walked in there, we were like, "Oh, cool club," and it was all red, and the music's terrible.
Paris?
Well, I mean, sure, not across the board, but where we were, it was pretty bad. It was like a whatever what it's called when you type it words into a website and then it gives it back to you.
Translation?
Yeah, like a translator, but what you want to say, like a Stephen Hawking, like automated. I know there are many like obvious words that I'm forgetting. Anyway, we were in this place where this DJ was typing words into like some sort of like child's toy or a deaf person's toy, and was playing it with like a heavy beat underneath, and everyone was really into it.
Except for the deaf people.
Yeah.
Ironically, even though their life is a game.
Yeah.
This is the one time.
I mean, it's a choice. But we were at the door, and I speak very little French, but I was at the door and like spoke enough French to the guy that somehow like we got into this club that was like a private party, and everyone's dancing, and then everyone's making out, and then people are taking people's faces and saying, "No, you make out. No, you make out." Like we're not a part of this. Like we're very obvious. We're just watching all of this happen. But everyone there's this very free energy, and at a certain point I was like, are we at like a very special free club? But I think it's just like a French thing. But the height of it was when a guy came downstairs who looked like
a jolly old elf. And he had this sack full of presents.
He looked like when you watch, if you were to watch a biopic about a very famous hairdresser from the 70s, this would be that guy. He came down wearing a beret. Which they do. They really, well, and it was crazy. Like, it just seems so on the nose.
They do wear berets.
They wear berets.
I heheard one totally non-ironic, ooh la la.
I went to McDonald's and they said bon appetit. And I was like, ah!
Wait, I have a question. Why did you go to a fucking McDonald's in Paris?
Oh, well, because everything was we went because the kids that Dan met at that bar were talking about it like it was the most amazing restaurant in the world, and I thought it was funny. I did it.
The kids call it MacDo.
But anyway, the guy's wearing this beret, and he comes down into this dance floor, and this club is called Bonnie and Clyde, and it's in the Pigalle, and it's like the cool like hipster club, and the bathroom was crazy. The bathroom is crazy because you like wait in line for the bathroom, and you get to where like it would split off into like men's or women's or 2 stalls or 3 stalls. There's one stall that has a door, and then there's like a trough or urinal, but it's like right there. So if you're standing in line and a guy just has to pee, like he'll stand there and pee. But the more shocking thing about this, it became if you were a man who had to shit, you had to wait for this other thing. And I learned very quick, like I learned a lot of French for, I am so sorry, I am going to shit before you. Anyway, this guy comes down with a beret.
Take someone's butt and go like, now you shit over here. And you pee in his shit.
No, it was just weird because like, it was weird for a second, but when I say weird, I mean, it was actually like this really like, neat human moment where it was like, yeah, we're all in this together. Like knowing when a man has to shit, but then also the women get to maintain this mystery of like, you don't know what's going to happen in there for me. But like for a man, like it's like poop will be coming out of my butt, and that is why I am waiting in this line, and poop will come out of my butt before you do whatever mystery you'll do in there. Anyway, this guy came down.
You guys had a very different Paris experience than I had.
This guy had a beret and a cape and came to the middle of the dance floor, and a long cape, and not heels, but men's heels, Like when you see pictures of like restoration heels, like French Restoration heels, like they were clearly men's shoes, but he was wearing heels and just started very sincerely voguing. And I was looking around and no reaction. And it was amazing and beautiful. And like he saw me looking at him and then was like, all right, this is the time when I do this for you. And I just sat there while this man vogued for me.
While you're waiting to take a shit?
No. This is in the dance room.
All right.
All right. Well.
Paris.
Yeah.